Hey, this is Badu from Brookdale Toyota, and I'm here today to talk to you about Toyota Safety Sense. Now, mainly in this video, we're going to talk about Safety Sense 2.0, and I'm also going to mention kind of the differences that get me to 2.5 and 2.5 plus. Toyota's focus in having this host of safety features is to prevent three different things: front collisions, keep the driver in their lane, and then better visibility. Now, to do that, they're using a camera that's just on top of the windshield here, which is also being cleaned by the wipers. And then you also have a radar in the front of the vehicle, and they work together to provide all this extra safety, because when the camera cannot see, the radar can somewhat feel. And they kind of help each other. Now we're going to go into the breakdown, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about these individual features, and then talk about the full dynamic radar, cruise control, and so on. The first feature we're going to discuss here is the PreCollision system, PCS, and it comes with pedestrian detection and cyclist detection. Now, PreCollision is a feature that again uses the camera and the radar scanning ahead, and should the vehicle in front of me slow down abruptly and my car decides that, hey, we could be colliding with them, it's going to send me a warning first. There's an audio-visual warning. If I don't react to it, the car has the capability of slamming on the brakes to try to mitigate any collision, or maybe even avoid it in the first place. The pedestrian detection, along with cyclist detection, use the camera as well to essentially look ahead. And sometimes in a parking lot, when someone is walking around and not paying attention, maybe head buried in their phone, or maybe kids riding bikes in the neighborhood, your car has the ability to do the same thing, give you a warning, and if you don't react to the warning, slam on the brakes to avoid any contact with that pedestrian or cyclist. Some of these features differ based on the different vehicles that you pick, but now I'm going to move on and talk to you about the full speed dynamic radar cruise control. Next up here, full speed dynamic radar cruise control. So dynamic radar cruise control goes beyond your normal cruise control by allowing me to set up a gap between me and the vehicle in front of me. So if they slow down, my vehicle would slow down, and when they get out of the way, I'll go back to my preset speed. Now, the full speed means that my car can also come to a complete stop. Let's say the vehicle that's ahead of me is going through a construction area. They will slow down to maybe 30 miles per hour, so will I. And as they come to a complete stop, so will I. Once they get out of the way, I can hit resume and my vehicle will continue accelerating. So this can make it really, really nice on these stop and go traffic situations where you don't have to constantly monitor your speed. The car can do that for you. Next up, we're going to talk about auto high beams. Now, these cars, a lot of these new cars come with LEDs, which are awesome. They allow you to see very well. When you turn on your high beams and you have LED high beams, you can get really bright lights. Well, the challenge with that is you can see very well, but you can blind the other people. Now, auto high beams allows me to turn on my high beams and leave them on, and the car will automatically detect any vehicle coming at me or that I'm catching up to, and then shut off high beams. And when they get out of the way, it goes back onto full high beams to give me the best visibility. Now I'm going to talk to you about a couple of features that I think get confused a little bit: lane departure alert with steering assist and lane trace assist. So starting with lane departure alert, I'm going to use this camera here, and the vehicle is now going to look for road markings. And if it detects any lane markings, it's going to show me in the dash. And now the car has the ability to try to keep me in that lane by making small steering correction. And if I were to start crossing a lane without using a turn signal, it will give me a warning, an audio-visual warning, specifying exactly which lane I'm about to cross. So that is lane departure alert, which is a warning system, along with steering assist that puts in a little input. Lane trace assist takes it a step further. It requires that I am in cruise control, and now the car is going to not only track the lane markings, but also the vehicle in front of me. And it can actually, rather than do just small steering input, do constant input to keep me in my lane. I should mention, all of these are going to require that you keep your hands on the wheel. And these are systems that are built in to assist me and kind of overlook while I am still driving the vehicle. Another great feature here is the road sign assist. Now, just like the name says, it has the ability to use the camera that we talked about to read certain road signs and display that information right in the multi-information display. Now, these four signs are speed limit, stop sign, yield, and do not enter. And if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you're traveling down a road and you didn't know what the speed limit was, as long as you've gone past a sign indicated that you might have missed, your car will be displaying that information in the dash for you. And it also, again, captures the stop sign and gives you a warning as you get close to it. Now, all those features we just discussed are part of the Toyota Safety Sense 2.0. The next level here is Safety Sense 2.5 and 2.5 Plus, and here's what you get. Starting with intersection support. As I'm driving and coming up to an intersection about to make a left turn, my car has the ability to scan for oncoming traffic and give me warning and maybe even take some corrective action to avoid a collision with oncoming traffic. On top of that, it has the ability to also look for pedestrians on the sidewalk on the left side, and give me a warning again to try to avoid hitting them. The next feature, part of this batch here of 2.5, 2.5 Plus, is the emergency steering assist. As I'm in my lane and trying to avoid maybe a cyclist or any obstacle in my way, the car will try to actually keep that corrective action within my lane, so that I'm not encroaching into the path of the oncoming or the other vehicles to my side. And the last function we're going to talk about here is the curve speed management. While I'm using cruise control, this vehicle is going to adapt its speed rather than just maintain a set speed to me going around the corner, so it doesn't feel like the vehicle is just going out of control on the bends. And with that cruise control, what Toyota's added into this new generation as well is if I am using my turn signal while in cruise control and about to overtake someone, it will gradually increase my speed so it feels more natural rather than the abrupt, the vehicle is out of the way and then you start taking off. All this just makes it a lot more comfortable, a lot smoother. Now that was a quick overview of the Safety Sense 2.0, 2.5, and 2.5 Plus. But I have to mention that these features, whenever you find them on the appropriate vehicles, are standard throughout the whole lineup. So these are not extra cost where I have to buy a fully loaded model to get them. From an LE RAV4, LE Highlander, and so on, these are going to be standard. And these are, again, designed to avoid some of the most common types of accidents out there by allowing me to see better, see and be seen, by allowing me to stay within my lane and then not colliding with the vehicles in front of me. There are more details as far as how much it drops my speed and things like that I didn't want to get into. So if you do have more questions, please don't hesitate to contact us so we can kind of let you know the vehicles you're looking at, exactly what's available on it, and also show you how it works, because it's definitely something very important that you experience and try behind the wheel. So again, this is Badu from Brookdale Toyota, and I thank you for watching.